Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the MetaComix Podcast. I'm your host, Mike, joined by my co-hosts. Yeah, that's a great way to start out. Co-hosts. Co-hosts. Guys, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Okay, I am Alec. Nice to meet you guys. That is with a C, not an X. And I like comics.
Awesome.
How are you guys doing today?
I'm Josh. It's, exactly how it sounds. No other way around that. And I, too, like comics. Flash is my favorite.
Oh, that's cute. You have that.
We're missing one more introduction.
Yeah. Oh, me? Or... All right. All right. I'm Steven. I think everybody knows me already. Whoever watched the podcast, but
yeah, from last week.
No, I've been on this podcast for quite a while. Yeah, I'm Steven. I also like comic books too. I don't know what else to say.
I promise we haven't been.
And I'm a Flash
weed.
fan too. I'm not trying to copy off of Josh. He was always my favorite character.
Oh look, I got a new one today for my little collection.
Oh,
nice.
It's all about the Green Lantern, guys.
I have the White Lantern version.
I have a couple of them too. Don't worry.
Awesome.
Green Lantern.
Oh my God, mine's in the closet. I can't just go to my closet right now.
Boom.
I have a Joker, Batman. I'll show you.
You guys ain't got nothing on this. I got this microscopic Daredevil figure.
Okay, you win.
You can't even see if it's Daredevil. All you see is a red. All you see is a red.
Here, to make you feel better, here's two HeroClick flashes to make you feel better.
Oh, cool. Take it away.
You guys are not making me feel better because my collection's in the closet. I don't want to be going to the closet to sue.
Well, I should have been in the closet.
I'm
because
try
I don't have
segue
room in this apartment.
I'm gonna try to segue. So, Josh, I saw your Jay Garrick figure.
Yes.
Now, speaking of Jay Garrick, did you guys catch his helmet in the finale?
Oh yeah.
You can miss that.
Yes.
Well, let's jump into the Flash finale already.
Yeah. So this week we had the Flash Season 1 finale, and man, I was expecting it to be good. I was not expecting it to be that awesome. I've watched it twice already, and I'm going to watch it again after the podcast is over.
I've seen it 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, it's that good. It's that good. I was floored. I don't know, man. I mean, I had high expectations because the whole series has been good, but that just took things to a whole new level. I think that took things to the whole new level for the CW in general. I've never seen
DC Universe.
Yeah, I've never seen that good of acting on a DC show, or not a DC show, but a CW show ever.
Yeah, that was good.
I haven't seen that good of a story in any comic book show.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah,
so,
Flash is the best one so far.
Oh my goodness.
And Daredevil, but
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's the way it goes for me too. It's like the Flash and Daredevil. You know, the Flash is a little faster, so he always gets a little bit ahead.
And you actually have superpowers in Flash, so.
I mean, Daredevil
true.
sees the world in red, so boom.
Oh yeah.
That's true. That's true.
So Josh, we'll start with you. What was your thoughts on the episode, man?
It was amazing, and like I had to watch it the second time. The second time I watched it, it was just because I needed to watch it to understand all of it, because there was just so much that just little things and stuff, and then of course there's the whole spoilers, obviously, since we're talking about this.
Yeah.
We didn't summarize the episode.
The whole Eddie shooting himself thing, I was just like, okay, I had to rewatch all of that, especially because it's just all of that just happened so quickly.
Oh my gosh,
just just have to wrap my mind around all that. you see the helmet, and then just shit goes crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh yeah, that's my cue to leave. It's just like, no, you probably should have left before that, because now shit's going crazy.
Yeah,
See, now you're
no
screwed.
doubt. Right. Yes, I loved that. I thought, you brought up a really good thing there. Let's talk about Eddie for a second. His arc through this whole season has been so low key.
Oh my goodness, yes.
He was the surprise character in this finale that had the best part of in this whole series, really, and besides Barry. And we never knew it this whole time. We never knew what DC was building up to. He's just always been that guy in the back who doesn't get a lot of attention, who I thought it was just somebody to compete with Barry over Iris, to be honest. I thought that was his sole purpose, was just for that. And then, obviously we knew that he was connected somehow to Reverse Flash, we found out his name was, Eddie Thawne, but then when they bring it all home in the finale with, the whole time travel deal, it was very Back to the Future-like there, kind of with the whole... And since Eddie's his great-great-great-great-grandfather or whatever, he shoots himself. Eobard's never born, so Reverse Flash never comes around. He's dead, wiped out of existence. That was just amazing to me. That was like, he becomes the hero of the whole first season in one moment, just like that.
Yeah.
And now he actually damn, he tore my heart in there.
Yeah,
I feel so bad for him. It's like, cause wow, he's actually a good person. Like I didn't see that coming.
So I didn't want to say this right off the bat, but because we're talking about Eddie, I feel like it's necessary. So I have a little bit of a speculation.
Go ahead.
We saw what happened to Eobard Thawne whenever he got erased from existence, right?
Yeah.
Tell me that does not look like the comics' interpretations of a dead speedster getting absorbed into the Speed Force.
Yeah.
See, now what I think is that wormhole is like a sort of multiverse Speed Force kind of thing. It's a portal to the Speed Force. So what I think happened is that whenever Eddie's body flew inside the wormhole, he probably gained some of the Speed Force. This is what I think is going to happen. He's going to come back as Cobalt Blue. Everyone wants it to. Everyone wants him to.
Interesting theory.
And I really feel like Eobard Thawne is definitely not gone.
Oh no, I don't think so.
Think about it. It's comic books. It's
no
one's dead.
I know that the actors for Harrison Wells and the actor that plays Eobard, before he transforms to Harrison Wells, are both going to be on season 2. So
exactly,
both those characters are going to be there. So what I'm expecting is Harrison Wells as himself, because that actor is still going to be a regular next season.
And how awesome is that? Yeah, how awesome is that going to be to have the real Harrison Wells, who will probably help Barry, and then you'll have that awesome dynamic you had at the beginning of the series before you really realized that he was the Reverse Flash, even though most of us probably knew that already. That cool dynamic, that he had with Barry, man, was awesome, and I can't wait to see that played out this time for real and see the connection it has.
There's also going to be a lot of mistrust with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
It's just gonna be
even though they know he's not him, at the same time, that's that face.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I did like how they did it kind of felt like for anyone who watches Doctor Who, a regeneration scene at the end of the episode whenever Harrison Wells just transformed into Eobard Thawne.
Exactly what I was thinking too.
I love that. That was great. Oh my goodness.
You know what?
Go ahead.
What I really liked here about this episode was the heart. This episode had so much heart, so much good emotion. Dude, I have never cried at a TV show, ever.
Oh, I didn't cry.
I teared up, dude. I teared up. The conversation that he had...
I was getting goosebumps, but that's about it.
Yeah.
The conversation he has with his dad, with his real dad and with Joe, hit me in the feels, man.
Oh, me too, man.
Definitely.
No, whenever the episode got me, is whenever Barry went back in time. That was just a big, heart stab.
Yeah, when he talked to his mother, that was that was kind of hard.
When he waves and stops himself, I had to rewind that 10 times.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
I was just thinking, this whole season, this whole series has been leading up to this point wherever Barry gets to go back in time and rescue his mom. He goes back in time, and he doesn't rescue her. He allows it to happen, and that's what's bad. That I think we're going to see this in season 2 too, is that Barry had the choice. Like, he had the chance to save his mom, but he decided that it's best to let her stay dead because he likes all the people in his life and he feels like he has all that he needs.
Well, the other Barry said no, not to do it either.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
that has something to do with it too.
Yeah. I mean, he trusts himself. That's the that's the gist of it.
Yeah, I think that's
And my thing is that since he's stopping himself, that means that version of Barry had to have done that at some point in his life.
Yeah.
Flashpoint paradox.
Who said that?
Right. Yeah. What I thought that was interesting too. How that's what the whole episode was about. Was this whole season Barry's basically more or less put forward the idea that his life isn't complete because of what happened to his mom and what happened to his dad as a result of what happened to his mom. So he's sought this whole season to try to fix that, and then at this season finale, he's struggling, realizing after all this time that he really does have everything that he wants, that maybe this is exactly the way it should be. Like when he's talking to his dad in jail, and his dad's like, maybe everything happens for a reason, and this is supposed to be like this, and you're supposed to be this man that you are, and I don't think that you should change that. And here's a guy who's lost everything. He lost his freedom, he lost his wife, he lost having a normal relationship with his son, and he's telling Barry, don't do this, because life is good the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy to me. Like, whoa. And just that whole scene, I love that guy, that Shipley, that's his last name, John something Shipley. Yeah. He's just phenomenal. He did so good as his dad. Like I really felt the connection there, and the way that. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Me and a lot of fans, I'm sure, would agree. Would love to see that Jay Garrick helmet belonging to John Wesley Shipp's character, like in a different timeline, of course, or whatever.
Oh yeah,
that would be funny.
Wouldn't that be
the original Flash?
That he's Jay Garrick. That would be amazing. And like they just team up one episode next season to just fight a big bad, and then he goes off into his own his own timeline. Wouldn't that be beautiful?
Absolutely.
Yes, except for the fact that I don't want Jay Garrick just for one episode.
Yeah, it's true. Well, he could be a recurring character.
Well, they already said that they have plans for him to be in the season 2.
Yeah, the way that I see it happening, if it is going to happen, CW, if you're listening, you by all means take my idea.
Well, they have to pay for your idea, right?
No, they have it for free. I don't care. I just want to see it come to fruition. So what I want...
If you do want to pay somebody, I make the check out to cash, and...
what I want to happen is, like, there's this alternate timeline where potentially Eobard Thawne was successful in killing young Barry. And then later on in the future, whenever the real Harrison Well eventually does build the particle accelerator, it affects his father like it did for him, and so he becomes Jay Garrick, or he becomes a Jay Garrick-esque character with Speed Force powers, and like he fights crime like that. And then in the episode where they meet, it's strange because this man has the Barry from his world died.
So you want a Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne complex?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're already doing like the whole Batman thing with Arrow, so I mean, they could bleed it into the Flash a little bit.
Yeah, but the only difference here would be instead of Thomas Wayne, whereas Thomas Wayne is kind of off his rocker a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understatement.
I'm trying to be nice. He's absolutely loony, but with this they could do it the opposite, where it's like here, Barry's dad sees his son, and now there's this whoa, in this other timeline my son is alive, and that stirs up some real emotional stuff right there, which I'm sure would be good. And they could make him a reoccurring character, even if he goes back to his own
timeline
or whatever. Yeah, I mean they could easily do that. I think
and that's a good Easter egg because he played Flash in the '90s. John Wesley Shipp.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
So,
I never saw the '90s show.
I did.
Scarlet Speedster shoes.
I almost picked it up the other day at Walmart for like $15, but I don't know why I didn't. I kind of regret that now.
I saw clips of it, and oh my goodness, don't watch it.
It's bad.
Oh, well,
it looked pretty bad.
It was funny how people preferred the costume he wore in that. I mean,
I don't.
No,
I don't prefer it either.
See, that's the beauty of this show, because whenever it came out, whenever what's his name got cast as the Flash,
Grant Gustin.
Slipped my mind. But whenever Grant Gustin got cast as the Flash, whenever everyone saw the outfit, everyone just responded negatively. They're like, "Oh, this is gonna be a stupid show. They can't do the Flash in live action. Arrow is so much better." What happened this year? Arrow fans, where are you? They're over there watching the Flash.
Hey, let's put it this way: I had to choose between Flash and Arrow. I had to cut one of those shows because I just didn't have time. After watching Flash, I was like, easy decision. Arrow's gone.
Yeah. I actually like Arrow though. I mean, I
love Arrow. Don't get me wrong.
I like. I thought the season finale episode cheesy.
But he wants to give him a happy ending.
Well, I hated the season finale, but that's for a different show.
Yeah, definitely. What did you guys think? What did you guys think of how they set up this episode? I mean, for me, this was amazing that this was a season finale for a comic book show that had no action until like the last 10 minutes, really.
Yeah.
And yet I was still interested in watching it and like glued to it. What did you guys think of how they went through and had him like get advice from every person that he cared about before making that final decision himself? What kind of impact do you think that played on his choice? Because I mean, it seems like he had a lot of people saying to go ahead and do it, except for his dad. So
yeah. See,
Cisco didn't like him to do it either. He said he thinks he shouldn't do it either.
Yeah, I mean, Cisco had that underlying curiosity though. Like, what would happen if he does do it? I want to see this.
But he's always curious.
Yeah. See, the thing that I see with Barry and his dad is that I'm not sure if it's just me, but this is how I see it. Barry goes to his dad for his advice. His dad gives him some good advice. Barry doesn't listen. Like
totally.
I feel like that happens all the time.
Well, that happens with people in general.
But I do like the scene that he had with Joe, wherever Joe was like, if you have a chance to save your mom, you have to do it. And then later on in the episode, Joe was like, yeah, I was completely lying. I didn't want you to do that.
Yeah.
I loved that whole scene though, where he was like, he called Joe dad.
Yeah.
And he called him son. I'm like, that's the only time this whole year I think we've actually heard that come out of Barry's mouth. He's always called him Joe.
And that makes it even more creepy that he's in love with his daughter and just like.
It's a little Star Wars, okay? It's a little Star Wars. Nobody jumps on Luke's case for having a house for his sister. Yeah. It's much more creepy in Star Wars.
But at least he didn't go out with her. He didn't take it too far.
See, now I have two gripes with this finale. Just two. I mean, I'm a nitpicker.
Don't worry.
So this is good. Too. Okay, let's see if we share some. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the reintroduction of Iris and oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I must be tired. Eddie, yeah, sorry. my mind is just.
Sometimes I call him Ethan. I don't know. It just comes out. I don't know why. But go ahead.
But like the reintroduction of their love, there was no point in that. Like,
oh yeah, they came back in love.
Like
for like 2 seconds.
Exactly. He comes back because he heard the story of coincidences, and then at the end of the episode, he says it himself: coincidences don't matter. So what was the point of like giving us that relationship again? And I'm one of the people who enjoy their love story, but I like the Iris and Barry love story a lot better. So like I just felt like the producers were trying to get you more like accustomed to Eddie and like make him more likable, so that they could kill him off and it could make more of an impact.
It did work for me. It did work for me though.
It worked, but I didn't like it.
Yeah,
well, I liked it.
They just all they wanted was to make his death hit harder.
Mm-hmm.
It actually did hit me harder, because he was willing to sacrifice the choice that he wanted to make just for Barry to be with his. Just for Barry.
they never give Eddie his own scenes where he's like the star of it until the finale. Whenever they're gonna kill him off, like, he has one scene. He has one scene with Professor Stein where Professor Stein just stops everything that he's doing. He's like, "Oh, the world might end, but you know what? Let me give this guy some advice real quick."
But
like,
you know,
that does seem like a Stein thing to do, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You know what though? I loved how they did this though. Like we haven't noticed. We're gonna have to go back and watch the whole season over. We haven't noticed it. I don't think. At least I haven't. That they have been building his character slowly and giving him character development piece by piece, little by little. Unlike Barry and Iris and Joe, who like had massive story developments and character developments and plot lines that have moved them along and developed them. It's been real slow going with Eddie, and then they finally just like cinched it at the end. To where I bet if you go back and you were to watch those episodes back to back, like over a month period or whatever, you would look at that and be like, "Holy crap! Brilliant! I didn't see it. I didn't see it happening this whole time. He was so in the background." And I think that's the point. Like, nobody noticed Eddie. He was just the average guy. That's what
exactly.
Eobard said to him. "You're nobody. History doesn't remember you." Well, the reason why history doesn't remember him is because, we know now. But, I thought that was interesting. That, like, man, all this time, we have been all paying attention to Barry, just like they have in the show. And we've not been seeing what Eddie's been doing this whole time.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Eddie said in the episode. He's like, everyone's been so fixated on Barry's destiny that I forgot that I had my own.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, that is so layered and so, like, really good writing right there. And, I mean, now, that's exactly why they're doing this Flashback Tuesday thing where they're showing all the reruns of the episode all summer long. They're showing the whole season over. Is because we missed stuff throughout there, and they know this is their number one show, and that we're all probably going to still tune in and watch, the reruns. So
I wouldn't.
I would if I had TV, because I watch it on Hulu.
Same.
Oh,
Same.
I watch them on
High
Hulu
five.
if I miss it.
Well, I'll watch it on cable.
All right, so my second gripe with the episode, which I think, if you guys don't agree with this, I don't see how anyone could like it. The impromptu wedding with Ronnie and Caitlin.
Oh.
How'd you guys feel about that? I hated that. Like, I feel like those characters deserved more.
Why everything you don't like, I like? Fuck.
They just took out like 5 minutes of the episode. Just like, okay, get married. Caitlin, wear a dress. Ronnie, just come in a leather jacket. Everyone just dress casually.
Just for the record. Just for the record, I really liked Caitlin's dress though. So
that was a good dress.
I guess he wants to show for once a girl does not care about a diamond ring.
Yeah,
she just wants to have married. She just wants to get married.
But, like,
I
think
think
it was nice.
Yeah, I think it was a necessary conclusion to what they've been doing all season with her and with Ronnie. It's like that they've been kind of stringing it along, and I think that was just their way of kind of like tying that little bit of that story up some, and setting it up for the next phase of things, for next season and what they're going to go into with Legends of Tomorrow and stuff. But I thought it was all right. I mean, it wasn't one of those scenes that I thought was extremely powerful.
I just thought it slowed down the rest of the episode. Like you hear, these are the main things that happen in the episode. It's Barry talking to everyone about what's happening. Then, of course, you have Ronnie and Cisco building the time machine for Harrison Wells. Then you have Eddie's like realization of his own destiny. Then you have the wedding, blah blah blah, and then it's back into the action. Like, there was no point in that. Like, it just felt like they just like shoehorned it in there.
It did feel rushed. It felt rushed. That's the way I felt about it. It would just happen real quick. I mean, like, there wasn't even like really a ceremony. The guy's like, "Oh, let me skip all the Hebrew and just go right into, okay, blah blah. Make us a bride. You're married. Let's move on to Barry time traveling and saving."
Oh yeah. We ain't got time for this bullshit. Let's just jump.
Yeah, it was a whole, ain't nobody got time for that, It's like,
Yes, that's what Stein felt like. He's like, wait, nobody got time. It's got to save Barry's mom.
like, okay, you guys are getting married, but Barry's about to go reset the timeline, so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, Ronnie just seemed like a jerk at that wedding. Like, it's supposed to be like your special moment to shine, and then Stein is just like, you may now kiss the bride, and Ron is just like, can you just please stop telling me what to do?
I think that was just a little.
Oh yeah, I
That
forgot
was
that
cheesy.
happened.
That was super cheesy.
What else he's supposed to tell you?
That was.
Just kiss her. Like, is that really what you want your last word to say before you like make your promise of life?
Yeah, for real.
All
So
right.
why did you like it, Josh?
Okay, well, my problems with it was Speed Force was really lame.
What?
I thought the Speed Force was super lame. Just a blue swoosh thing with some images. Like I thought they could have done that so much better.
They probably could have. I agree with you.
It wasn't terrible. It could have been way worse. But I just
Watch
thought
the
it
90s
was
show.
really boring. Like I was just like, well, that happened.
I want the New 52 kind of thing. Like there's a whole entire world inside of Speed Force.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna do that. Just because because in the Speed Force in the New 52, for those of you who haven't read it, it's like all these things that got trapped in the Speed Force. And what happened at the end of this episode? This wormhole sucked a whole bunch of stuff up. So I feel like they're gonna go that route.
Yeah.
But how do this? I mean, okay, I could understand like about the Speed Force, the special effects for the Speed Force, but the images that they showed though were amazing.
Oh no, yeah, the
Oh,
image
yeah.
was pretty cool. Like,
Killer Frost. We gotta talk about
Killer
that.
Frost,
I'm looking forward to that Killer Frost. It's gonna be sick.
the Flash Museum, Barry in jail for some reason.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's what caught me. Barry in jail. What the F? You know, I was like,
I didn't see that. Damn it, those images are going too fast. You know how many
Yeah.
times
Some
I
people
fast
expect-
me
I
and
couldn't tell who was in jail until I saw a still frame of it, and I was like, oh, that's what that is. I just thought that he was wearing a brown shirt.
I
I
remember
forgot
it
to
was fast forward and rewind that scene so many times.
what you call I watched this video where the creators of the show pretty much came on and said that, well, because of everything that happened in the finale, we have this new way of showing villains and this new way of introducing new people. Like Mirror Master's coming on next season for people who don't know.
Yeah, I heard about
And
that.
the way that he's going to be coming is through the wormhole. Like all these different timelines and these different versions of characters, like Killer Frost, Caitlyn, are coming in through the wormhole. So what people have been speculating is that Barry in jail is like a crime to syndicate version of the Flash.
ah,
That would be awesome.
yes.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That would be cool. They have that Flash.
Yeah, I thought, yeah, that's awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. I see what you're saying about the effects of the actual Speed Force, because it looked pretty much just like any other time Barry runs, except blue.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that was weird.
yeah, so, I mean, they could have definitely probably done better with that, but I agree the images were awesome, and seeing that little shot of Killer Frost there was I mean, that was really cool. What was your other complaint there?
The other gripes.
I think that was it. That was it. It was mostly just that, because everything else kind of got sorted out the second time I watched it. I was like, oh, okay, it was just something I missed, like, for a split second there.
Yeah. It was the loaded finale, so you have to watch it more than once. Like,
Oh, yeah.
my kids are huge Flash fans, and so, you know, I've already watched it. I watched it once with my son. He really liked it, even though he's 4 and has no idea what the hell's going on anywhere.
Just looks cool.
Yeah, he just wants to see the Flash run, and so that's cool for him. But my daughter, she's 7, and she's like super smart, smarter than I am probably, and so she's like, she gets into the stories of this stuff, and I'm going to watch it with her later, and she's probably going to really dig it. So I'm excited to see it again. But there's so much you missed the first time that when I watched it the second time, I'm like, this really is not just a good comic book finale. This is a good just finale overall for a show, man. This is just fantastic writing and the way it was put together. It beat the hell out of the series finale of Mad Men, which I watched, and
I never watched that show.
I mean, I love drama shows too outside of comic books, and I was just like, that show, no. This is how you do a season finale with all this good story, plot, emotion.
Yeah.
That was how you do that.
Now,
but,
I'm sorry if I sound a little corny by saying this, but this finale completely left Arrow's finale in its dust. You get it? Because the Flash is fast.
It might be corny, but it's true.
All right, so for recent comic book shows, the season finale, it would go Flash, Shield, then Arrow, because Arrow's yeah.
Are we counting Daredevil?
Well, okay.
You say everybody forgets
talking about
something.
past 2 weeks. Right
How
now.
about Gotham?
Oh no! That was an abomination. Don't even count that.
I love
I
Gotham.
stopped watching Gotham.
Oh my god, that was horrible. That was the worst season finale I've ever seen in my life.
I love Gotham. That is my show.
After
Bruce
the
Wayne?
Red Hood episode, I stopped watching it completely.
Are you
What
being
episode was that?
sarcastic, Alec?
Red Hood.
Oh, yeah.
I love the Red Hood episode. That was one of my favorite.
I fell asleep like 5 times, so I was just like, yeah, no, I'm done.
Hey, let's put it this way. Last night I had nothing to watch, and I haven't finished the season of Gotham. And I had a choice between iZombie and Gotham. What do you think I picked?
iZombie.
You're right, man.
iZombie's a better
iZombie's a good
show.
show, though.
I
Yeah.
like that show.
iZombie's a good show.
Yeah. I was just like, well, I could, finish Gotham just to say I finished it, even though I really don't care for it at all. Or I could watch iZombie. iZombie it is. All right. What does that say when you would rather watch a zombie chick eat brains as opposed to watch something about the Dark Knight? Even though it doesn't have him in it, it's related to his universe.
Yeah.
And it's like, this should be much more interesting than it is. But, yeah, I'd rather watch The Brain Eater. That's just way better.
Much better. It should be much better written than it is.
Yeah. I don't care. I don't care about Gotham at all. I'm not watching season 2. So if anybody else wants to review that one, you can have it.
I think it's probably
take it.
none of us.
I'll take it.
Okay.
I
There you
love
go.
Gotham.
Alec,
So much
Gotham
review.
is yours.
Yes!
Gotta take care of all the superhero shows.
Just wait till the Riddler comes out, guys. Then you guys are going to be sorry.
The what?
The Riddler.
We saw the Riddler.
You guys are going to
Trust
be real
me.
sorry.
Every
I
episode we
did
saw the Riddler.
like the Riddler and the Penguin. Other than that, didn't
Remember,
really
I
like
didn't like
anybody.
You see that enigma on the paper?
The green question mark on the coffee mug.
Yeah.
Oh yeah!
He flashed that sucker as often as he could. It's like bad product placement, man. Like, look, see? Riddler.
See, now,
And he
Going back to the-
he put a marker on that fucking cup.
going back on the Flash, now recapping the series as a whole, about like how was the sleeper hit. Now, compare the pilot of Gotham with the pilot of the Flash. They do the same thing, but they do them like way differently. Flash does it a lot better. The beginning of Gotham, they try to shoehorn in as much Easter eggs as possible. They're just like, oh, hey, look at Edward.
Oh, they put every
always
single
telling us
villain that's
riddles.
in the whole entire season in one
Yeah.
episode.
It's like, oh, hey, look at Oswald Cobblepot. We call him the Penguin because he has a funny nose.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Catwoman, who we had to put in every episode, even though
Hey, so
she has nothing added to the plot. She's just there.
hey, Selena, what are you doing? My name is Cat.
My name,
Yeah,
my name is Cat.
And then you have the Flash. They did it right. They did everything right. They're just like, oh, hey, let's go to Ferris Air. Let's run as fast as we can. Like they did the same thing where they like set up the universe, but the Flash did it so much better because they didn't rely on like cheapening the audience's experience. Like they thought the audience would get the gist of what's happening. They thought they would be. I mean, their demographic is comic book fans, so they don't have to explain everything that's happening. They're like, okay, he got hit by lightning. He runs fast now. He has abs, and he's in love with the sister.
Right, and what I like what you said there. I like how they don't treat fans like they're stupid. Like they didn't
Yeah.
dumb it down for us. But it seems obvious to me that the guys behind this show, the producers and the writers, obviously looked at Marvel and said, look how they have all these subtle references to their expanded, established universe without beating people over the head with it. I think we should do that. And it works. You know, it enhances the viewing for comic book fans. And so, like, you know, when the series started, not every comic book fan in the world tuned in. But after that first episode, comic book fans went and told their friends who are into comic books who maybe didn't check it out, said, dude, you got to check this out. Look at how they're doing this. It's really cool.
How surprisingly good it is.
Yeah, and I mean, it just continued that pattern throughout the entire season. So that works so much better, not treating your fan base like they're morons. And, like Gotham. Gotham totally beats you over the head with it, like we said with the Riddler. Hell, I'm expecting him in the first episode of the next season to wear a shirt that says Riddler with an arrow pointing up at his face. I mean, that's like the only way he can make it more obvious. So, yeah, I agree. I think that was a really good way to establish Flash and to expand the DC TV universe, like, totally.
See, something that I like about The Flash is that it came in with the same amount of confidence that it took Arrow a season to get, and it took Smallville 8 seasons to get. Like, they with Arrow and with Smallville, I'm not sure if you guys have seen Smallville, but in the beginning, they were very hesitant to put any kind of comic book thing into it. Like, it was just a love story with this guy who could run fast and lift a lot of stuff. And with Arrow, it was just like this mystery drama. But with The Flash, it was a comic show. They produced it as a comic show. They advertised it as a comic show, and they made it as a comic show. So
Arrow was afraid of that. Like
no flight or no tights, no flight in Smallville, where we didn't really get to see him get the full extent of his superpowers until the last episode. With Arrow, the closest we ever got to like superpowers was the Mirakuru. With Flash, the first episode they say, hey, a gorilla named Grodd just escaped. We'll worry about him later.
Right. And they teased that out for a while and didn't just like play their hand right away.
You know, the funny thing is that they were originally directed not to put that Easter egg in the show because they didn't want to use Grodd in the TV shows. And then like they snuck it in there, and then they're just like, the fan base seems to like it. Maybe we could like tease a little bit of Grodd, and we got a lot more than a tease.
Yeah. So Josh, you are the Flash fanatic here.
Yes.
What did you think of the series as a whole? Did it catch you off guard seeing this show come out and be as good as it was? What was your expectations previously before you watched the very first episode? What did you think this show was going to be like?
Well, see, because I was watching Arrow at the time, so I had a little bit of vary from that, and I was just like, all right, he's an all right character, whatever. But I wasn't really expecting the show to be that great. I was expecting it to be like a pretty all right show and fun to watch, but nothing like amazing, just because it's superpowers and TV, and those don't usually go well together. But they definitely pulled it off. I was really surprised. Like the first few episodes, I was like, all right, this is awesome. But I don't think they're going to keep it up because, they want the first few episodes to be awesome to catch someone's eye. But it just kept going, and I was just like, all right, I'm not complaining about this.
It did not drop the ball at all.
Yeah, I mean, when I first knew that they were going to make the Flash show, when I first heard this, I was like, they're just probably going to make this some cheesy teenage drama. It's CW, that's what they do. Even Arrow, as much as I liked it, it's like they had some of the undertones there with, frickin' Oliver Queen shirtless all the time, and I'm like, okay, is this what this is going to be about? Is this what they're going to do with the Flash too? So I didn't really have high expectations. I watched the first episode and I was just floored, man. I'm like, I can't believe how good this is. And every week I continued to say that same thing. Like, I can't believe how good this is. And then at the finale, I was just like, whoa.
That cliffhanger, though. Oh my gosh, we didn't talk about that.
I know. We got to what I thought that was pretty interesting. The ripple in the screen.
You see, the funny thing is that the Flash is known for like its pre-credit scenes, like a big like twist ending before they roll the credits. These last two episodes didn't have the pre-credit scenes. I'm not sure if you guys had noticed, but I definitely noticed.
No, I didn't notice. I did not pick up on that.
I really didn't notice really either.
Well, the thing was that I think the last two episodes were just fantastic enough that they didn't really need it. But like, I was expecting that to happen in the season finale. Like I was expecting to see like Harrison Wells crawl out of the dirt or something like that, but then nothing. And like I was just there yelling at my TV. I was like, what's gonna happen next?
I know. I thought it was great.
I was so annoyed. I was just like, what do you mean it's stopping right there?
I know. It's like that's like, damn, that's the season finale. I want something more.
We have to wait till October to find this out. Come on, guys. How can you do that to us?
They didn't finish anything. Like they didn't cut like anything clean or any like that. Everything is pretty much every single thing is the cliffhangers. Just like every relationship, everything. It's just what the hell.
Yeah.
And I thought that was great.
Exact opposite of Arrow.
Yeah, Arrow had a happy ending.
Arrow tied all the pretty little knots.
Everything's clean cut and stuff. Nice little.
Arrow
nice
looked
little,
like it was the last episode of the series. The way it ended.
Mike, you have to watch Arrow so we can discuss this. It's just not right discussing it right now.
I have a question for you guys because Alec made me think of it when he mentioned Ferris Air and how they went there a few times. Ferris Air is Coast City is in California, whereas Central City is in Ohio. So that just does not seem like a practical choice.
Well, they
there.
never specify where these cities are in the comic books.
See, I'm just waiting for the Green Arrow to have his own.
They do. Like, eventually they do.
Yeah, they do. Gotham City is like in Seattle, I think, something like that. Or like in Washington.
They say it's a combination of New York and Chicago. So I don't know.
But so anyway, I'm not sure. Mike, do you mind spoilers? Because we spoil everything.
Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it.
So season 4 of Arrow is going to be mainly based in Coast City, both flashback and present day.
Yeah.
So I'm just so excited. I'm here with my power ring. I'm just waiting for references, Easter eggs.
Oh yeah, Green Arrow.
Exactly what I'm thinking.
Green Lantern.
Last week, whenever Barry was transporting the prisoners, and he's like, "Oh yeah, one of the test pilots disappeared. I lost my mind."
Oh,
I was like, "Oh my god, did you
I lost my mind
too!"
See, at least
Go back.
we know that there is a Green Lantern in this universe.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. Yeah, I caught that reference too, and I'm like, really? Now that's interesting.
See, now this is the interesting things for people who don't really know the comics too well. There was a strange triangle between Green Arrow, the Green Lantern, and the Flash. Now in the comics,
friendship.
Yeah, in the comics, the Green Lantern is best friends with the Green Arrow and the Flash. But the Green Arrow and the Flash hate each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a different take on it from where they're at right now.
So wouldn't it be interesting if like the Green Arrow and Green Lantern remain friends, and then the Flash and the Green Lantern just hate each other, or vice versa?
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. I want to see that. I want to see green versus red.
See, that's what I liked about earlier in the season of Flash. You see that whole Flash and Green Arrow not liking each other. Like, you see that whole disconnect there early on in the season. Like, yeah, when they cross over, and he's just like, whoa, you tortured these people. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that they're onto something really, really good with how they're doing stuff on the CW, and I really hope that they in some way bring some pretty big Easter eggs for the Green Lantern, because that's really awesome.
Oh, guys, we didn't talk about Cisco.
Oh, his vibration power. Yes, I thought that was interesting too.
I thought that was one of the biggest highlights of that episode, because I love Vibe. I love
Vibe too. I love him
Vibe
too.
Is awesome.
See, now they're saying, because there was this big interview about season 2 of Flash, and so what happens is that Cisco Vibe, I'm just gonna call him Vibe for.
I call him Vibe all the time. I don't barely call him Cisco.
Yeah. Okay. So Vibe they're gonna strengthen him up. They're gonna like give him a big bulk in his powers in the show. So pretty much what he could do is he could sense the vibrations between different timelines and different universes. So whenever all these new characters are coming in, all these new villains and allies possibly are coming in, he's gonna be the one that can decipher, hey, this guy's from this timeline. This is what happened in this timeline to make this person, and this is what happened in this timeline that made Caitlyn turn into Killer Frost.
Let's hope he doesn't have a geek seizure.
I had a geek seizure.
Because he gets one of those all the time. Like, he's like, oh my god.
I can't wait for the movie references.
I loved seeing Cisco. I love Cisco as a whole. Like, I think his character, he's been one of my favorite characters the whole season. And to see them take that route for sure and give him, make him the vibe, he's on his way toward that path, obviously. And like you said, the connection into the next season with all of the metahumans or whatever coming through the wormhole from other timelines and stuff, it totally makes that power, useful. And,
yeah, exactly.
I like that.
I'm sure he's gonna have, because he's had a lot of Easter eggs, especially with the Pied Piper episode about like vibrations and messing with sound waves. So what everyone assumed and speculated what would happen is that Caitlin was a metahuman, and Cisco would build his own tech, kind of like
yeah, a lot of people. I was thinking that too. I was afraid of that.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna happen, and I was waiting for that to happen. I was like, all right, you know how Pied Piper's technology works, now just turn it on for yourself. But no, they went the metahuman route on him, and that caught me completely off guard. And I love that exchange that he had with Harrison Wells, where he was like, I remember you killing me. And then Harrison was just like, oh, I'm so sorry. Not for killing you, I'm sure I had a good reason for that.
Yeah, totally. Like, what?
That guy is real evil.
I like the whole suit thing where he was just like, how did you get the suit in the ring? Was it this? No, I don't care. Okay, maybe you do a little bit, but...
yeah, that's classic Cisco there, man. I mean, he's got the, I don't know, the actor who plays him, I don't know his name, but he really made that character his own, like he's got some trademark stuff with that character, the way he delivers his lines and all the constant movie references and just the way he does it. I mean, it's like, when he speaks, he says something, that's definitely Cisco. It's like he's just got that whole thing wrapped up, and I loved that. But speaking of Harrison Wells and his whole spiel, how about that introduction we had in the episode, the finale, with him and Barry? That was an interesting conversation where he talked about, I can give you what you want and all that. But when he said, I see what Joe and your dad see when they look on you with pride and love, like. How creepy was that?
Like, you douchebag. Don't say that to him. This whole season, everything that Tom Cavanaugh, which is the actor that plays Harrison Wells, every line that he says has a double meaning. And it's just so fun to see him embrace this full-on villain.
Right. Interesting side note, though, about Tom Cavanaugh. He was in Yogi Bear.
What?
Oh.
He was the ranger. He was the ranger in the Yogi Bear movie.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
I never saw the movie.
I have to go watch the Yogi Bear movie now. It's gonna hold me over to the flat.
I had no choice. So that talk about a departure in characters. I mean, it's like that guy's a really good actor. So.
Oh yeah.
Guys, I just have 3 words for you. 3 words for you.
Go ahead.
Run, Barry, run!
Right. Yes, that was epic. That was trending.
I want that to be my ringtone.
That'd be a weird ringtone.
I just want that to be his catchphrase every time he comes on the show. Just run, Barry, run! It's great.
It is. That's a very good catchphrase.
This whole season he's been saying it in like the best moments. Like where it just like energizes the Flash and like gets him to go the extra mile. And then this last episode, he does it to get back. Like, oh my gosh, it was great. I'm sorry, I'm nerding out right now. I'm just thinking about him.
I just want to know how the fuck they're gonna save themselves from that ripple in the time stream kind of thing.
Well, Barry said it was just like the pilot episode with the tornado, but bigger and in the sky and more scary.
Yeah, erasing everything.
One thing that I don't understand though, the only thing that I thought was I was just like, what? Is like. At the end of the episode, Barry's running around it and like trying to cancel her out, right? He's in the air. I'm not sure if anyone else realized that. And I don't know physics I'm not a physics major or anything, but I don't think you could run in the air.
It's because of all of the debris and stuff that he's running on.
Man, no. It's
He's running on gravity because gravity is something. Whatever.
Well, I mean, Barry's the exact definition of Barry's power isn't just that he could run fast. It's that he defies the laws of physics. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess you could say that, but then that's just using comic logic. And I don't want to use comic logic.
Yeah, Yeah, I was about to say, there's only there's one word answer for this.
Yeah.
Comics.
Comics.
Yes, anti-cabin comics.
Comics.
Gotta
how's it
introduce
going?
the world of comic logic somehow.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait till season 2.
Yeah. That's a good good question right there. What are you guys looking forward to in season 2?
Wally West.
Oh yeah.
The speedsters.
You know, I heard he's gonna be black, so I hope you're alright with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, he's African American in the New 52.
I know, because people are already going crazy about it already.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. I mean, a lot of the comic purists, and I say that term loosely, I mean racists, will like quickly define this. Like they don't go anywhere near the comics and don't go anywhere near the hi.
Hi, my mother. Yeah, I don't know. She just came out of nowhere.
That's all right.
They don't go anywhere near the comics. They don't. Some of them don't even watch the show, but they see this difference and they're like, oh, this is blasphemy. They can't do this. The same thing that happened with Johnny Storm being cast as African American in the new Fantastic Four. Miles Morales, whenever he came up, like people are gonna complain about it, but it's not a big deal. It's just
it's not.
they'll blow over whenever if this kid has a good performance. That's what that's what people are speculating this actor's role in the Legends of Tomorrow show is. They cast an African American actor, but they don't say what character he's playing.
They've said there's been a few things like there's Wally West, Cyborg, the new other half to Firestorm.
Yeah, I'm saying that too.
Well, the description they said that he got his that something happened to him when he's a high school football athlete and something happens to him.
That's exactly what happened to Cyborg.
And it's like, wait a minute, that's Cyborg's origin. So it's like
but they're not going to use Cyborg just because he's in the cinematic universe now. They don't use characters in the cinematic universe.
Well, they use flashing already, so that.
All right, you guys got it.
They just haven't used Superman or Batman. That's
never mind.
They just have to.
But I mean, like, I hope they do. If they do Cyborg, I want them to do him a lot better than they did in Smallville, because.
Oh yeah.
That was just weird.
Such a lame Cyborg.
He had the Cyborg hoodie. He had the Cyborg hoodie on.
Everyone in that show had a hoodie.
I know.
It's
true. So horrible.
Yeah, the Green Arrow who had his green hoodie.
That's how you know that they're superheroes.
No, superheroes don't wear hoodies.
So wait, if
some
I
of them
wear a
do,
hoodie,
whatever.
I can be a superhero? Sweet!
That's what the TV says. Listen to the TV partner. You can.
And Superman has to have his leather jacket like he's from the Matrix.
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead.
As far as season 2 comes, I'm just really excited to see what they do with the characters. Like, what really caught my eye the first time that we went through the Speed Force in this finale was Killer Frost, because everyone's been like speculating, oh, how is this gonna happen? Is Ronnie gonna die? Is she gonna go against Barry? Like, what's gonna happen? Like, I'm really interested to see what they do with all these new characters that they're introducing. Mirror Master is a big one. I want to see how they do. It's gonna be great. I'm waiting for them to somehow bring back Eddie, just so my tears could dry up. Harrison Wells, definitely. Tom Cavanaugh needs to be part of the show. Like,
absolutely.
This was his story. Like, it seemed like Barry's story, but we found out, what was it? The episode before this, that he planned everything out from the beginning. So this is just his plan coming. This is his story. Like, I don't see them just throwing away the Reverse Flash. Like, they may keep him off until the back half of the season, but he's definitely going to be there.
I don't see them bringing. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Speaking of him having like planned everything, I really liked where they were just like, "Oh, well, this didn't work last time," and he's just like, "Well, duh, I planned for it not to work. I've been planning for this 20 years. I know everything's been planned out. I know what we're doing. Just listen to me, because I've been controlling your lives for the past like however many years."
Yeah, exactly. Dude, just every reveal in that show was better than the last. How did you guys feel, speaking about the whole series again, how did you guys feel whenever they revealed who the Reverse Flash was?
I kind of knew it was coming.
Yeah.
We all knew it was coming because they kept teasing it.
Yeah, I mean, well, and it didn't help that I freaking saw the released set photos beforehand, and
Yeah, I stayed completely away from those.
yeah, so I mean, I kind of knew that was coming. It kind of looked like that's who it would be, and then just the way he was acting, you know, like he was, so you go around killing people, like you knew that this guy was bad news, and obviously since no clear villain had come out yet, like you knew that Reverse Flash was there, you knew that you saw the yellow kill Barry's mom, but they hadn't yet established him in any way, shape, or form yet. You kind of started to get, you know, through those first few episodes, you're like, I bet it's him. So I was pretty positive it was him. So I wasn't all that shocked when they did it, but I was shocked when it turned out that he wasn't the real Harrison Wells. When it was Eobard Thawne had taken over his body, that part kind of got me, because I wasn't expecting that.
That was the most comic book thing I've seen in every show ever.
I was really confused that whole time because I was like, I know he's Eobard Thawne, but why is he Harrison Wells? Like, this is weird. And then they explain that, and I'm just like, you know, I've never seen that before, not even in the comics.
That was disgusting. That scene. Oh my goodness.
What are you guys talking about?
A not safe for lunch. The scene where Eobard Thawne sucks up Harrison Wells with a straw.
Oh,
That's a good way to put it, dude.
that is a gross scene. Yeah.
Yo, Eobard Thawne is just so cutthroat. Though, like, he kills Harrison Wells' wife, and he's like, oh, she's been dead to me for centuries. I don't care. Just stay right there. I gotta plug these into you real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let me just throw this carcass over the side now.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing that I wanted to bring up. Me and my friend Max, a buddy that I do a podcast with, we were talking about this. We just want to see a spin-off show with Lance from Arrow and Joe. Just call it Cop Dads.
That would be awesome.
Like, just the chemistry between those two was just amazing.
It was. That was a really good episode. I really liked their interaction. They work well
it's
together.
It's funny. They get each other very well.
It's like, I don't want to see more crossover with Barry and the Flash. I want to see more crossover with Joe and yeah. It's like
Cisco and Black Canary.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh my goodness. I think that the crossovers are just going to get more and more numerous as the time goes on. I just hope the shows stay their own tones. Like, you could give your complaints that Arrow is too dark and gritty, but I like that separation between the Flash's lightheartedness. Like, if you want a compelling drama, you go for Arrow. If you want a fun sci-fi action series, go for Flash. I don't want it to become to the point wherever these shows, all three shows, just feels like a continuation of one another.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's something that they do in the comics. They don't do in the comics because, like, DC, up until, you know, the whole Convergence thing happened, they are so strong on continuity. Like, every comic took place in the same universe. Where there was this issue of Animal Man, where Animal Man was talking to his son. He's like, oh, we got to go see the Flash, and then they're just like, oh no, the light's out in Central City because of something that happened in the previous issue of the Flash. Like, that's not necessary. Like, that's why I like where I didn't like in Arrow's season finale where the Flash just came in and saved everybody. Spoiler alert. Sorry, Mike.
Oh, it's good. No problem.
Oh, that was such a lame, cheesy scene.
Yeah, like I just wanted to, and I mean, Barry kind of acted out of place and out of time in that episode because, like, he was dealing with everything back there at home, and he just comes in. He's like, "Oh, hey, you guys have a hot tub. That's cool. Oh, this is a real dungeon. Oh, let me trap you guys. Okay, well, I gotta go now." And he just runs away. Like, we didn't need that. Like, they could have easily just like changed it to a way where like Katana saves them or something. Like, you don't have to have these shows playing off of one another. You don't have to have.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm gonna come save the day, but he's like, yeah, I can move at light speed, but I'm gonna come save, like, help clear out this castle real quick, and not help you fight the big bad.
Barry could have just ran to Starling City, stabbed Ra's al Ghul, would have been done with it. Bada boom, bada bing, everyone's happy. Well, I mean, Barry wouldn't have stabbed him, but he would have like handcuffed him or something.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to. That's not what I want to think of whenever I go watch an episode of Arrow, and vice versa. I don't want to see Barry has to get answers from this guy. Why can't he just call the Arrow to come torture this guy for him? Like, I don't want to see that.
Right.
I want the shows to stay themselves. I like the Flair crossovers that they had. Those were amazing. And
yes.
Okay, this is gonna sound kind of hypocritical. I loved the fight scene with like Young Justice League. That's what I'm gonna call it, against the Reverse Flash.
Yes.
Yeah, I loved that. Yes.
Oh my god, that was beautiful.
That and the first time that we saw Barry and the Arrow fight, when Barry was.
Oh my god, that was beautiful.
Yes, those speed punches, man. The speed punches. I was just like, yes! Like, I know I shouldn't be rooting for heroes to kill each other, but that is awesome!
Everybody does. Everybody does.
But, like, going back to, like, the characters staying in their own world, it would have been a lot cooler. Like, okay, it probably wouldn't have been a lot cooler, but a lot more practical to just see Firestorm and the Flash face off against Reverse Flash. Like, because think about it.
I don't want to
really all three of them. It was Oliver knocking out the Reverse Flash, and then Firestorm had like one punch, and Firestorm like was out of the fight for like 75% of it, just from one punch. And then Barry wants to go save him, and then Oliver's just there taking all the hits and beating him up, and then Oliver's the one that shoots him down. Oliver's the one that shoots the nanobites at him, makes him lose the speed. Like, it would have been a lot cooler just to see Barry fighting and beating him.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that was unnecessary, but I guess they needed it because it was the season finale, and I'm not complaining because it looked awesome.
Oh yeah.
Like, I as much as I would wish that Arrow would have stayed in his own show, especially because the timelines did not make sense at all.
They keep doing that. It's like
your wedding is tomorrow. You're gonna go help Barry out real quick, and then you're just gonna. What if he says no? Arrow's like, oh, I'm gonna need you pretty soon, Barry. What if Barry's like, I'm actually busy. I can't do this.
I mean, thanks for your help, but I didn't ask for it.
I appreciate it. I owe you, but not right now. Like, everyone would have been dead, pretty much.
I'm afraid if they do that too often, they might run into plot holes.
Especially because they're adding new characters. I feel like it's just going to be like a Justice League Unlimited, where it's just like, oh, hey, look at the Arrow is going to team up with this superhero this week to knock out this big bad. Like, I don't want that. I want the overlying stories to stay the same in both the shows. That's why the crossovers are good.
Here's an interesting question for you guys. For this is a kind of a whole season type of question. What did you guys think of Iris's progression? Because for me, I started out loving her. Midway through the season, I kept wanting her to get hit by a bus, and then at the end, I sort of like her again. So I don't. Am I the only one alone in that, or?
I have a very weird perspective whenever it comes to these female characters in comic book shows, because everyone felt this way about Laurel.
Too, oh yeah, she's a. But I love Laurel.
Yeah, everyone loves her now, but last season she was disgusting. Felicity this season, I could understand all the hate.
Oh my god, Felicity this season pissed me off.
Felicity went from making not so sexual innuendos to just be like, Oliver, I love you. Ray, I love you, but I love Oliver too. I just don't know what to do. What's happening?
Oh yeah, they over exaggerate with her crying a lot.
Every episode, it's like. It's
like, stop just making her cry. Jesus Christ.
And the thing about the actress that plays her, Emily Bett Rickards, she does the crying voice whenever she cries. So it's like, they're just having a normal conversation. It's like, Oliver's like, I'm going to go fight Ra's al Ghul. No, Oliver, you really can't. I don't want you to go please right now. Please just stay home.
She makes the crying sounds.
Like, but I understand why people hate them, but I like them all. I loved Laurel. I loved Iris all throughout. I feel like the way that they did like the reveal of Barry could have been a little better, but I liked that they.
That's what bothered me. That's the only thing that bothered me from her.
I kind of see Laurel as her own character. She's kind of annoying. Felicity, she's cool. She just needs to be tweaked a little bit. Iris, I feel like she's a Lois Lane-esque character.
Yeah,
like she can handle her own, and she could get to the bottom of things. Especially they're both reporters. She could get to the bottom of things. She found out who the Flash was by herself. She could have found out a better way. Like she could have just found out just by research. That's what everyone assumed that it was gonna be. But the spark flies too. I could deal with it. But I like that they didn't play it off as like, Iris, I'm actually the Flash. No character building for her. But now she knows. That's what I feel like everyone was just getting annoyed with her because she didn't know the identity. She was the one character who didn't know Flash's identity.
It didn't make sense for her not to know.
It was just annoying. Everyone like bouncing off of each other, and then Iris is just like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And then the room just goes quiet. Like the episode with Killer Bee or Queen Bee.
Yeah.
Whatever her name was. She was a good villain, but I forgot her name.
The Bug Bandit.
Bug-Eyed Bandit.
The Bug-Eyed Bandit, whatever.
Yeah, and the metahuman that was like the danger. Oh no, my bad. Not the Everyman. My bad. That's what I'm thinking of. The Everyman episode.
Well, okay.
They capture him, and then they're like, okay, now we have to put him in the pipeline. And then Iris comes like, let's turn him into the police, guys. And then everyone's like, we can't tell Iris about the pipeline, so let's just take him to the police, I guess. Which turned out to be a horrible idea. That's why everyone started hating her, because like she made logical decisions for someone who was in her situation.
Yeah.
That's what everyone has to realize. Like if you're in that situation and a mass criminal was captured, and your friends wanted to like lock him up randomly, like it would make sense to say, hey, let's go to the cops instead. Like the cops could help us out. She didn't know the situations.
But you know what? That actually for me wasn't what made me hate her. It was how she treated Eddie.
Yes, it's how she treated Eddie, and how she treated Barry too for freaking lying to her. She overreacted a little bit too much.
Yeah, but for me it was like how Barry tried to play off Eddie knowing about his identity, like, hey, well, you know, he's just kind of like, he's got a very stressful job, and there's just some things you don't need to know. And how she acted like she understood, and then all of a sudden she's like, well, that still doesn't matter. You should blah blah blah. I'm like, hello, somebody just drunk a big tall glass of bitch.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
What? I mean, you can't treat people like that. Like, I mean, would she really want to know what he sees on a daily basis? Hey, I saw a 12-year-old who was, you know, raped by a bunch of thugs and then decapitated. There you go, honey. Here's dinner. You know, it's like she just like had little respect for. Yeah, it's like she had little respect at this point in the series and the arc for anybody. She didn't respect anybody. She was just like full on like reporter dick mode. I mean, that's what it was. She was around all these reporters, and she started taking on that, well, I need to know, I have to know everything. It's like, no, you don't. Sometimes knowing something comes with a hefty price. Make sure you're ready before you're, you know, ready to do that. And
just go back to writing your blogs, Iris.
Yes, exactly.
About the streak.
Just shut up, sit down for a few minutes.
Don't get me started with that cheesy ass name.
Go on, Tumblr.
That name was god awful. It reminds me of, you know, in Smallville, The Blur.
The Blur.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought of with the streak.
Blur. Yeah, I'm happy that they just like that. That's also going back to like them coming with confidence, like where they lasted like maybe 4 episodes before like, yeah, the Streak's a stupid name. Let's just call him the Flash. Whereas Arrow is still the Arrow and not the Green Arrow.
Well, they said they're gonna call him Green Arrow this season, the one that's coming up. Season 4, they're gonna call him Green Arrow.
On the Flash.
And they're gonna have a lighter tone this time.
See, what they need is just a Cisco for them. That's what they need. They need a Cisco to name everyone. Like, hey, you're the Arrow, but let's add a little variety to you. You're the Green Arrow now.
Yeah.
But I did like what they did with Thea at the end of the season.
Oh yeah, Red Arrow.
Yeah. She's like, I think I'm gonna call myself Red Arrow, and then I was like, I already told everyone to call you Speedy, so you're screwed.
I like Red Arrow. I don't like Speedy.
I like that happened. but I'm still pissed that they took out Roy.
Oh my God, Roy was my favorite character. See, that's my big thing. Red Arrow is Roy's. Roy's.
Well, yeah, that's why she's not Red Arrow.
Yeah, I don't like how they use the same costume though, and then it's just like modified to look sexier.
I want them to change that costume. It's just
like, what's the practicality of having fishnets over your chest?
Yeah.
You see?
I just don't think
everything translates well.
To draw your attention to her chest. That's the point.
Sorry for going on a tangent here, but you probably haven't seen this, Mike. But did you guys like that episode where she just shot Oliver in the arm?
I actually did like that. Yeah.
I love that scene.
I actually
shot him in the arm. She was like,
you know what's funny? I actually like that costume. I actually like that costume better than the one she just wore.
Her Mia Deardent. That's the costume. That's what they're calling the costume that she wore in that episode. For those of you who don't know, Mia Deardent is a sidekick of the Green Arrow in the comics, who has AIDS, but we're not going to talk about that one.
That's what she's supposed to be anyway.
Yeah. I thought that's why they were going with the whole drug route, like maybe she would get AIDS from getting drugs, but I said we're not going to talk about it.
I thought she was going to get AIDS from that guy that she met.
Oh, dude.
Ra's al Ghul.
Dude, that guy was in Zoe 101. Sorry.
I thought he was going to give her AIDS. I thought he was going to give it to
Zoe 101.
Yeah, he looked weird. No, I didn't like how they did that either. It was like, hey, what's up? I'm the cool DJ, and we kissed once. But
I hated that character.
Praise Lord Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, for real.
See, what happened was after that whole boarding school thing that he was in at Zoe 101, he went and trained with Roz.
Yeah,
he was just like, you know what? I guess boarding school's not my thing.
Jamie Lee Spears didn't really like me that much. Maybe I'll try Thea.
She didn't like me very much. I'm gonna just go kill some people now.
Yeah. No, I like what they did with the. Sorry, we're talking about Arrow. This is about Flash. Let's jump back on subject.
We spoke a lot about Flash.
Well, here's the thing. Next, I want everybody to give their summary of the season, what they would rate this overall season, a scale of 1 to 10, and then what you gave the finale on a scale of 1 to 10. So, Alec, we'll start with you, then we'll move on to Steven, Josh, and then I'll give my final thoughts on that. And then we're going to talk about some Secret Wars. So, Alec, take it away, brother.
Oh, the Flash?
Yes.
I hated it. It was disgusting. No, I'm just kidding.
It doesn't matter when you wrote a whole hour. We said a whole hour of what you liked. It doesn't work that way.
This was probably the best show I've ever seen in my life. Like, that's not an exaggeration. It is amazing. And I can't wait to see what they can do with it. A number scale, I would rate it 9.5 speedsters out of 10.
Sweet.
And the finale, this is how you do a finale. I'm going to rate this one straight up to 10 out of 10.
Awesome. Steven, you're up. Whole season score, finale score.
I would give the finale score a 9. Yeah, because a 9.5 I would give it. Because I wanted more like action on the episode, and there wasn't that much action. That's the only gripe I had with it. What is it? And the whole entire season, I'm thinking about giving it a 10.
It's great.
Awesome. Josh.
I'm the exact opposite. I'm giving the 10 to the finale and like a 9.5 to the entire season.
Awesome.
Oh, you could give it that. I was thinking about giving it a 9.5 as well. Go ahead.
So for me, I really just was floored by this. I think because of having such low expectations, it made it, which was, the show was great, but having low expectations going in made the show seem even better than what it was. So for me, the first season is definitely going to get a 10. I mean, for me, it was way above what I was expecting, and pretty much was the one show I look forward to the most every week.
Yeah.
The finale, I give that sucker a 10 too, because I've not seen a show finale, a season finale that good in for like ever. So it just totally rocked, man. I was really happy with it. And now that being said, I've got really high expectations for season 2, so I'm probably going to be more critical.
Really high expectations.
Right. So I mean, I'm going to be way more critical, and probably we probably all will be. But I bet that they'll still probably meet our expectations. But so
one thing's for sure, we're definitely going to see fast running next season.
Oh yeah, plenty.
Tons of it.
So if you haven't seen this show, there's going to be reruns all summer of the entire first season. Make sure you check it out because it's absolutely worth it. It's definitely the best comic book show on TV.
I can't wait to see though. I can't wait to see Bart Allen.
Bart Allen? I don't want them to do
it. The one you can't wait to see?
I hate Impulse.
Really? I like Impulse.
He's annoying.
He's supposed to be annoying. That's the point.
I don't hate him.
He's a speedster with ADHD.
But I'm just kind of like, he's
ADHD.
Like, have you guys seen Young Justice?
Yes.
Yes, I like him in there, actually.
I hated him in there.
Really? That's the only time that's like the only experience with him I actually have, and I actually kind of like him in there.
Exactly. That's the only time. That's his first time in animation.
Well, I guess we could have this conversation in secret, like the wars.
Right. Secret Wars. Okay, so
about that.
As everybody is probably hopefully aware of now, both Marvel and DC are making some pretty huge changes to their comic book universes. Marvel's completely rebooting, more or less, and DC is bringing back their old continuity with the Convergence event. For Marvel, Secret Wars. I've not really been keeping up too much with Convergence. I've been mostly doing Secret War stuff, but has everybody here read Secret Wars 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about this for a minute, because these two books are so vastly different from each other that I loved one and hated the other. So,
The first
go ahead,
book,
Josh.
I feel like should have been a zero issue instead of number 1. Totally should have been a 0 issue, just because of the fact that it was something ending rather than starting. So I picked it up and I went in and expecting something to be starting, and it was just, all of that stuff that I didn't read beforehand is just coming to an end now. Whoops. Okay, I'm not really sure what's happening, but all right, sounds good to me. And then you start number 2, and it's just like, okay, now everything's going on makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But the first one is just like, well, I have no idea what's happening for number 1.
What did you think, Alec?
I liked it. That's for sure. I don't know. I like number 1 just because I do agree it should have been a 0 issue. Just because it is something that's ending, not starting. But I like the stories, and I like how depressing it is, to be honest. I'm a fan of that.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I liked about Secret Wars issue 1 is I understood what the hell was going on. I got what was going on. The universes were colliding. They were trying to kill one another to try to survive. It was all-out war, and everything goes bad. It's The Empire Strikes Back. I mean, it's like, it's that kind of an installment. Yeah. So I'm like, I get this. I open up Secret Wars number 2 and I read through it. And I'm like, I paid $5 for this, and I don't have a clue what just happened. So I have to go back and read it again. So when it takes multiple readings for me to understand the basic gist of a story, it automatically lessens my enjoyment of that issue. Yeah. So I was like, I like where he's going with it. I just didn't particularly like the way that
Mike, remember
Multiversity? Oh, I freaking hate. Don't get me started. I freaking hate Grant Morrison with a passion. That guy.
I knew that.
If I could just have one person on the planet that I could get in a cage match with, it would be Grant Morrison. I mean, that's...
Ouch.
I read the last issue
and
I did not understand what the hell was going on. I gave up.
Oh, Grant Morrison.
I have the whole series just standing right over me.
No.
I loved it.
No.
I didn't like it. I liked the Multiversity as a series, but I didn't like the last issue.
Captain Carrot's on the cover, though. You can't not like it.
Who cares about Captain Carrot?
Who cares about Captain Carrot?
You know what I think about Captain Carrot? I think sautéed with some freshly cooked carrots and brown sugar sauce. That's what I think about Captain Carrot.
Wow, you think about eating him? How cruel.
Well, this podcast has got a lot more to
That would be,
All right, Elmer Fudd.
Exactly. It's Wabbit season.
Wabbit season.
It's funny. There's an actual Convergence issue, the Harley Quinn one, where you see the Captain Carrot is looking at a graffiti that says Rabbit Season. It was written by Harley Quinn.
That's awesome. But yeah, see, stuff like Multiversity, where like you've got somebody like Grant Morrison who just tries to be as meta as possible. Like they just try to look smarter than they are, and like they've got a good idea for a story, no doubt about it. The kernel for a good story is in Multiversity. They get just about anything Grant Morrison's written has that kernel of a good story in there, but he layers it with horse crap, and it just goes through this process of making it as confusing and as out there as possible, so that you think it's deep, but when you look beyond the layers, it's not that
deep. It's confusing. It's more confusing than deep.
Hickman is like that. Jonathan Hickman is a lot like that. Not as bad, but sometimes he puts a lot of jargon in the writing, and so you sit there, you have to be like, dude, I'm not a physicist. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, triangulating the position of the solar plexus thing. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. So that's kind of what I don't enjoy about Hickman. And the first issue, Secret Wars, didn't really feel like he was doing that. Like he was telling a pretty straightforward story. There was some jargon in it, but it wasn't that hard to grasp. Then issue 2 comes along, and there's like not a really good bridge point really between the two issues. So you're just going, I have no idea what the hell's going on. What are they talking about? Battle World? I didn't even know what Battle World was until the end, and so I'm like, I have no clue what's going on. And it seems like it's trying to be really deep when there's not really a story there that requires that level. I don't know. It just left me kind of confused. So I'm hoping the next one's better.
It's funny because I had the same problem with Mike had. Like, I loved the first issue, but the second issue I was completely lost.
Yeah, see, I was at first too, until I actually kind of thought about it for a little bit, and I reread part of it, and I was just like, oh, okay. See, I feel like I said, if you didn't read the first one, I feel like the second one would have made more sense starting it.
And,
without reading the first one. And if you had this preconceived notion from the first one, and it's just like, oh, okay, and then you get the second one, it's just like, oh, it's not that. Never mind.
And I knew what was going on in the first issue because I've been reading Avengers and New Avengers since the beginning. So I knew that.
Well, and two, with this whole Secret Wars stuff, the tie-ins actually help the main story make more sense. Which means this isn't one of those events where you could skip the tie-ins that much.
Yeah, that's one of the things I don't like about Marvel. It's like you have to buy so many of the tie-ins in order to get the whole story.
See, the thing with Marvel, I can't complain whenever I spend $5 on one book from Marvel, because if you shop Marvel, you got pocket in your change, or you got change in your pocket. Like Marvel is a money grabbing company.
Yes.
Yes, they are.
I love them. I love them to death.
They have more comics than
DC. Rocket Raccoon and Hugh Jackman is the Wolverine. So I love them, and no gripes with them. But that's what they do. They're really heavy and reluctant. They're really heavy on the events, and with the events, they use it as a platform for making money. So I mean, all these tie-ins are probably going to fund the next 25 years of Marvel stories.
And you know what's aggravating is they get really pissy with people who pirate. And I'm not suggesting people pirate comic books, because I buy them, and if I can't afford them, I don't need them. That's the way I look at it. But these people who pirate them, they do it because you can't keep up with this.
They can't keep up with the tie-ins.
Yeah, you can't keep up with the story arcs. You know,
well,
it's like
see, that's the thing. If you want to tell a good story, make it accessible. Like, don't have this great story. Like, so for say this arguable. A lot of people love it. Civil War. It's a great story. The tie-ins just make it that much more better. But the thing about Civil War is you could just read the story. Same thing with Age of Ultron. You could just read the story and not read it in the tie-ins, and it'll still make some sort of sense. But then you have Secret Wars, you have Spider-Verse, you have Original Sin, you have Axis, where you can't not read some of the tie-ins. Like, if you want to know what's happening with your characters, you have to read the tie-ins.
Yeah, but you see, at least with Spider-Verse, it's only the tie-ins. It's not like
Spider-Verse sucked.
It's not. Like
I like Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse was a bad idea. It was a good idea, bad deliverance.
See,
Why you didn't like?
But I do agree it could have been done better. But at least it was just the Spider-Man series. It wasn't entire Marvel.
Right.
It was just the Spider-Man series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean, somebody totaled it up, and it was like $600 to get all the tie-ins for Secret Wars plus the Secret Wars comics themselves, the main event. Dude, I don't got $600 I can waste on comics, and if I tried to spend $600 on comics, my wife would kick my ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be out. There's no way she would let that go down. Like, okay, look, I don't mind, spending money there, but we got bills and we got saving for a house, we got kids.
Yeah,
exactly.
$600 is too steep, dude. That's just too much.
It ain't gonna happen. This is gonna be your earth-shattering event where it's gonna erase 75 years of of history. Like, why are you gonna do that? Why are you gonna make it non-accessible to the fans who want to see this come to a close? Who want to see they want to see it given justice that it deserves.
Right. I mean, they're even having a Guardians of the Galaxy tie-in to Secret Wars.
See, Secret Wars, it's a great idea, just like Spider-Verse. Great idea. They need to go about it before it's too late. They need to go about it the right way, the right steps. Don't get me wrong, it's not just Marvel. DC did the same thing with Flashpoint, where Flashpoint had a bazillion and one tie-ins. It's still accessible. You still get the gist of it. And I doubt that Marvel is gonna release an animated series to help, or an animated movie to help the fans that don't understand it, like DC would do with Flashpoint.
Well,
if you want new readers to come in, the thing with Marvel is that even after the Secret Wars thing, it's not gonna be once you jump on, you jump on and you just start flipping through the pages of any issue. You're still going to have to know what happened during Secret Wars because the characters are still going to be talking about it. It's not going to be everyone lost their memory from it.
Well, no, because it's going to be 8 months later, I think, so they won't be talking about it as much. It may be referenced a couple times, but it won't be a thing that just happened in their lives.
But I mean, for instance, someone like me who's really into X-Men, we just still don't know what's going to happen with X-Men after the Secret Wars. They could be in their own universe.
Well, they confirmed they're not going to be in their own universe. People were thinking that, but yeah, I think Axel Sanso, whatever his name is, he confirmed that they're going to be in the same universe.
Everyone's going to be in the same universe?
Yeah, everyone's going to be in the same universe.
See, okay, I guess that makes more sense.
Alrighty, guys. Gotta go a little bit early.
Oh.
Take it easy, man.
All right, Josh.
All right.
Later. It's nice talking to you guys again. Nice meeting you, Alan. See you next week.
See you, guys.
Hasta next week.
I'll show it to you later.
And then there was 3.
Indeed.
Then there was 2. But okay, so going back to Secret Wars, I want to see what they do with it before I want to give it a couple weeks before I pick up the next issue, just to see how many times they're going to be, how much money I'm going to have to spend to know the story.
Right. I'm telling you, it's going to be extensive, man. There is going to be a large hole in your bank account if you try to keep up with all of it. That's for sure.
That's definitely not going to happen. I just want to know what's happening, with the characters that I love, the history that I love. Because I mean, I may not be 75 years old, and I may not have a issue of Amazing Fantasy, but I still know I know these characters. I'm used to these characters. I want to see what they do with these characters.
Right.
But I don't want to spend $150.
Right, and you know what? My thing with the whole thing is, don't make the tie-ins so essential. Like you said with Civil War, the tie-ins add something to the story, but it's not required. To read those in order to make sense of the main events that are going on. And I can tell you, some of these tie-ins are going to suck because Battle World #1 sucked. I was very disappointed.
Most of them are going to be cash grabs. I know that.
Yeah, well, that one was a total disappointment. Like, you don't understand. I went through hell to get that issue, okay?
Why did you want to pick up anyway? It was just...
But see, I was going to review it, so I bought it to review it, but I had to go to 4 different places to try to find it.
No, but what made you want to get it? Like, you had to get it.
Well, because it was Battle World #1. I thought this was going to be awesome, and the cover. Oh my gosh, they lied to you so bad with the cover. They got
on the solicits, I kind of knew what it was.
You got Ultron, you got Captain America and Iron Man, so you're thinking this is going to be just like a series of battles or something. That's going to be kind of cool. You read it, and it's horse crap is what it is. And so it's 2 random stories that, the first one was somewhat interesting, the concept behind it, and the second one, not interesting at all. And so I'm looking at the 2 of them, and I'm like...
It was fascinating.
I spent $4 on this. $4.
The Battle World is just a whole bunch of short stories in the Battle World.
Exactly why I'm not getting any more of them.
That's all it is.
Now I'm not saying to copy the formula, but it's proven to work. Look at Convergence. What they're doing with the Convergence.
They should copy that formula.
Exactly. The main story is its own independent story, and if you want to see interesting interactions with characters from different worlds, like fighting each other, you buy the tie-ins if you want. It's not necessary. You can understand what's happening just by reading the main story. But if you're into a character and you're like, oh dude, this character is meeting up this person, or Batman from the main universe is meeting his dad from another universe, you can just go buy that story. That's what they should do. That's what I thought they were going to do, because Battle World, you have all these characters fighting each other, all these characters meeting each other, all these characters that never met, making some kind of bond. I want to see if Spider-Man 2099 meets Miles Morales. Can you guys imagine that? Or Ben Reilly meets Miles Morales.
Right. Yeah, that'd be cool.
We're not going to see that right now. I don't think so.
I mean, Ben Reilly. Yeah, not Ben Reilly, my bad. He's kind of RIP right now. But, how about Ultimate Universe X-Men meets the current X-Men? The all-new X-Men.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be amazing. And the thing about it, the way that they're doing with the Battle Worlds is just being random stories that you don't know what they're going to be until you buy the issue. That's not really helping it out either.
No.
You know what's funny? Because I got more clear vision of what was going on in Secret Wars 2 by reading the tie-ins.
Yeah, exactly.
I had no idea what the hell was going on.
Welcome to Marvel, my friend.
There's two Secret War issues that I did like. I like the Ultimate End and Spider-Verse.
I haven't read Ultimate End. I'm actually probably going to do a review on that in a day or two. But yeah, that's the one I read. I do the review for Battle World #1, and then I look online at the reviews for stuff, and everybody's like, oh, don't get Battle World #1, get Ultimate End. And I'm like, you son of a, where were you 3 days ago when I put the money down for that one?
Yeah, Spider-Verse and Ultimate End are the good ones.
Mm-hmm. Now, if only DC and Marvel could get along and just make an Avengers versus the Justice League earth-shattering event that will just merge the two universes.
That would be wild. Yeah, it'll never happen, but that would be wild, man.
Warner Brothers and Disney don't want to merge. Crazy.
Fun fact for you guys. Fun fact. I think it was either the late '80s or the early '90s. Marvel was dominating the comic book industry. They were somewhere around 75% of all total sales, leaving DC at around 13, with other publishers having their shares. And DC was actually going to get bought by Marvel.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
But Marvel declined, and they're just like, we like the competition. And then now they both run about 25% each, and like other indie and Image titles run the rest. But I mean, wouldn't it be a crazy world if we had that? Superman, founder and founding member of the Avengers.
That'd be crazy. That'd be totally crazy. But you know what?
My brain would hurt.
Yeah, I would totally pay the $600 for that one. Okay, that one I would pay $600 for that event. The Avengers versus Justice League and the merging. That dude, I would pay that for that. Okay, I'll admit it. I'll take out a loan.
DC and Marvel. Watch this podcast.
Like, hey,
listen to this right now.
This is my new girlfriend right here. This is Marvel vs. DC event.
This is another idea that I'm having that they could just have. I just want to see it happen. You guys know of the Amalgam Universe, right?
The what?
The Amalgam Universe?
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Mike, do you know?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, for anyone who doesn't know, you can either Google it, or this is my quick synopsis. DC and Marvel played friends once, and they mixed all the characters together. So, who owns the rights to these
bring
characters?
That back.
Yeah, who owns the rights to these characters? I mean, could these characters be hiding, like some of them in the cities in Convergence and some of them in Battleworld? Like, wouldn't it be crazy if the Super Soldier appears in Battleworld? Like, he's a mixture of Captain America and Superman for everyone who doesn't know. Like, would it be just crazy if they have like some kind of connection to Superman in Battleworld, or like I forgot what his name was, but Superboy and Spider-Man mixed together? Like, what if he just appears in Convergence?
I think they should do something like that.
Wouldn't it be great? I mean, it would just be like a fun nod to the fans.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I mean, from the way it seems, DC and Marvel are a lot similar in recent days. So I mean, like,
they are.
You guys could throw that out there. Go ahead. You guys can use that.
And they can make more amalgams of new characters.
Yeah. First one's free. Tell them, Mike.
Yeah, first one's free, definitely. But again, if you feel the need to pay someone, I mean, I'm always open to the idea of receiving a paycheck. So.
But like, yeah, I think about it, like all the new creations that they could make. Think about
yeah.
Let's throw one out there right now. It's the Mike, name a character from Marvel. I'm gonna name one from DC.
Star-Lord.
Let me think. Kyle Rayner. That's a Green Lantern for anyone who doesn't know.
Yeah.
Mix those together. Boom. There you go. You have the Nova Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Nova awesome. Lantern Corps. That'd be cool.
I like that. Yeah. Yeah. See, and I would buy that.
I would totally buy that. I don't know anyone who wouldn't. Or how about let's see, Black Widow and Wonder Woman.
That would be sweet.
Mm-hmm.
That would be sweet.
Nick Fury and Cyborg.
That is a very fitting mix.
That
would be a weird mix.
Could you imagine what Nick Fury would do with that?
Let's see. Do you guys know who Steve Trevor is?
Yeah, I know. Wonder Woman's boyfriend.
Mix him with Coulson.
Oh, that would be funny.
Tell you what, Marvel and DC, you guys can have 2 of these for free. The third one you gotta pay. 2 of them. You can choose which ones though.
I second that. Yeah, I was just looking at the universe that you're talking about, the however you pronounce that.
Amalgam.
No one knows how to pronounce
Amalgam universe. Like I love the list of characters here, like Green Skull.
Oh, dude, yeah. Dark Claw, Wolverine and Batman.
Yeah.
Logan Wayne.
That's just
the
awesome.
Iron Lantern.
Oh yeah, I did like the Iron Lantern one.
Skulk.
Yeah, they have some. They should do it. I mean, I feel like these characters belong more in the Marvel universe, though, just because, like, I don't know, I feel like they're better fit in the Marvel universe than the DC universe.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I mean, like, it would boost sales. So I mean, I know Marvel's not going to be against it if it's going to make them money.
Of course not. Of course not. Yeah, that's a great idea. I would love to see that. Or if you're going to make an event with this many tie-ins, at least make it worth it. You know, I mean,
make it interesting.
I don't
give us characters that see each other every day. Give us characters that like completely conflict. Give us a random mix of characters.
Right.
Oh my god, this is pretty cool. They made they merged Green Arrow and Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good mix. That is a good
It's
mix.
called Devil Blow. Devil Blow, whatever.
Oh, Devil Blow. Oh, there's
Oh,
a Devil Blow.
I said Blow by accident.
They can make a better name for a hero than Devil Blow.
No, I said that by accident. I actually said that by accident.
That could go wrong in so many ways.
I know. It's Devil Blow. It's Devil Blow.
Devil Blow. Now, I want to see a fight between the Inhumans and the X-Men.
Yeah.
That's what I
Oh
want to see.
yeah, I would like to see that.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like Marvel has been like shoving the mutants down under the rug lately, just because of like the cinematic universe and the legal disputes between them and Fox.
Oh yeah, they have.
Yeah. I think Marvel is finally getting unease with Fox. They're not liking Fox.
Finally. They're bringing about. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Marvel is very. That's a totally different discussion. I think Marvel is just like butthurt over that, over the rights of other stuff. I feel like if they're like, oh, if we can have them, no one can. Like Fantastic Four, for instance. Hey, do you think we could use some of these characters in our cinematic universe? Oh no? Okay, we're just gonna cancel the title that's been going on for 70 years.
Well, no, they said they're gonna have a new Fantastic Four after the reboot.
I don't even want a new Fantastic. I mean, the thing is, nobody really read Fantastic Four anyway. Like, when was the last time you picked up a Fantastic Four book?
I read it. I was like Fantastic Four.
You were alone.
Yeah. There is a whole crowd of one. Yeah,
but like no one really talks about the Fantastic Four anymore. So I mean, it makes sense, but to do it like during the same time that happened, like with the disputes between using like Galactus and Doctor Doom and Latveria in the cinematic universe, because that's what the disputes were about. For anybody who doesn't know, like Marvel wanted to use Latveria and Doctor Doom in the cinematic universe, and Fox was just like, no, we're not having it.
Yeah, and what's really, I mean. It was kind of childish when they killed the Fantastic Four in one of the comic book issues. It was the cast, the actors who were going to play in the new Fantastic Four movie. They had them in one of the, I can't remember what comic it was, but they had them in there, and then they blew up the building where they were at.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, like it was clearly those actors. Like they made a point to show them and show that that's what happened. And I'm like, that's a little childish, guys.
Yeah,
like,
and like with the X-Men and stuff, like... They're just like, oh,
the guy said he did it for fun though. The writer, because I remember there was a backlash on that.
I feel like they're doing it like fun. They're saying that all these things are just a coincidence. Like, oh, Fantastic Four wasn't selling that well, so we're just gonna go ahead and cancel that. That never stopped you before. Like,
right.
But, like, for X-Men, they're just like, oh, hey, do you think you might want to do like a crossover movie or something with like the cinematic universe, you know? And then Fox is like, no, we're not really interested. Okay, well, you see these? These are called Inhumans. They're gonna take the mutant spots. Then what are you gonna do about it?
Right. Now, it makes sense to do that in the cinematic universe because they don't have the rights to the mutant stuff.
Yeah,
but it doesn't.
That in the comics, like the Inhumans have been there. No one's really cared about them. They're more a plot device.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so yeah, it is kind of dumb the way that they've done that. Just the childishness of it, you know.
It's not very professional.
But you know, I'm hoping that kind of gets played out. I mean, who wouldn't want to see the rights for Fantastic Four and X-Men go back to Marvel? Of course, because then we would have a complete puzzle for the cinematic universe, pretty much. Yeah. We'd have just about every character we really care about in that universe, and it will happen at some point, I'm sure. But
well, except for I'm not sure if you guys know this, but just one character that can never be in the Marvel universe. Like I don't see him ever being in there again. Which I think New Line Cinema owns his rights. Namor.
Well,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, they do own it.
No, I heard that Marvel said they have discussions with them to use Namor already.
Namor doesn't really belong anyway.
Yes, he does.
I hate Namor.
Namor is the lame Aquaman, and I like to
Namor.
say that something is a lame Aquaman.
Yeah.
I actually like Namor though.
I love Aquaman. Aquaman's my man.
No, I like Namor because I don't know. Jonathan Hickman did a great job with Namor. He really made him to something.
No.
Yes, he has the personality there.
Namor's just boring.
Yeah, he's a jerk. I don't like him.
Yeah, that's what I like about him. He's a jerk.
He's interesting, but like
he's someone
that's
who's different.
He's a douchebag. He's a big
Yeah.
douchebag. So, okay, here's a question for you guys. What do you think the Marvel Universe is going to look like post-Secret Wars?
That
the DC Universe is going to look like.
I don't know.
I think what we're going to see is obviously we're going to see the Ultimate characters and the regular old universe characters brought in, but I think that there's going to be a lot of changes to how those characters are. I don't think it's going to be right away back to the old classic characters. But I think eventually fans are going to say, hey, we liked it the old way. I think somehow they're going to try to work it back in. I think they're just going to pull a DC. This is their new 52 thing.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
see,
so
the way I see it happening is that like you said, Marvel is it's gonna be like the new 52. Marvel's gonna cut all ties to the past continuity. This is gonna be the new continuity for a year, and then they're gonna be like, okay, that was fun in games. We got a whole bunch of new readers now, a whole bunch of more followers. So here's the 75 years. We just took it out to say for you.
Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I think they're gonna move on actually. Because DC didn't do that. They just brought the old DC universe back.
That's what they're doing right now.
They still have the new 52 universe. They're not erasing that, and they're still making stories out of it. So
great stories.
I don't think Marvel is gonna do this. I think Marvel's not gonna bring back the old Marvel continuity until later on. I mean,
I think in order for us to, I think one book. If I had to choose one book to get like a taste of how the Marvel Universe is gonna look like afterwards, it's all new, all different Avengers.
Yeah.
I feel like that will definitely show us of like the feel of the new Marvel Universe. Like that's gonna be our tipping our toes in there.
Did you get the free comic book day issue of that?
I read it. Yeah,
It is awesome.
Wait, I think I have it on Comixology actually. I gotta check.
Yeah, I have it on Comixology there.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think that's how it's going to be. I'm not. For me, I'm missing classic Captain America. I like Sam Wilson, but the way they've written him as Captain America doesn't work for me. Like
I don't like anyone except for Steve Rogers as Captain America. Like everyone else, I just feel is like cosplaying.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like I like Falcon just on his own as Falcon.
Yeah, exactly.
They kind of turned him into like a bumbling idiot, sort of like as Captain America. He constantly messes up.
We should do this instead, guys. I think. What do you guys think? You guys think we should?
He messes up a lot, and it's like he didn't do that as Falcon. Falcon, he was pretty. He was a great character. I loved him, especially.
The thing is that Sam Wilson is not a leader.
Yeah, the thing is they're trying to make that Sam Wilson is. He doesn't think he could compete with Captain America. He's trying to be. He's trying to be that person that everyone looks up to, and he gets scared and back up for that. And that's
I love the concept, but I could do without it. I just want Steve Rogers to be.
I like it because it's making the character realize that he needs to be himself instead of Captain America.
I just thought about another Secret Wars Battle Worlds crossover. Old Steve Rogers versus Stan Lee.
I love it. I love it.
Oh yeah, because now they have O.C. Rogers.
Mhm.
They got it. Oh man, they got to make that happen.
That'd be beautiful.
Please, Marvel, make it happen.
Yeah.
That may be the best idea of the night right there.
Boom. Boom. They just keep on coming. But I guess all we have to do is just wait and see what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just wait and see. Cause before I hated the idea with DC rebooting to New 52, and then when New 52 actually came out, I actually started liking it.
That's whenever I actually started reading comic books.
So yeah, I was like, you know what? Let me not think the same way I did when DC.
Mm-hmm. I mean, for anyone, I'm not sure if there's probably nobody who followed me over from my my podcast.
Oh, not me. I never even heard of you. Nah. I mean, until
right
Mike brought you up before, like. Sorry, it just didn't happen.
In my podcast, we had a discussion about this, and I told you, Mike, that I had this preconceived notion that Marvel was for children. For some reason, I never read Marvel until we read my Magneto for my podcast, and I have been on it like.
Oh yeah, Magneto is a good series. I love it.
It was amazing. It's so good.
It is amazing. That was like one of my favorite ones.
Exactly. So after Secret Wars, I'm really looking forward because I get to start fresh with everybody else. Like a lot of the things that I read are on Marvel Unlimited.
Yeah,
and
me too.
That's amazing.
I read Marvel Unlimited too.
It's great, but it's 6 months. It's 6 months late. That's the thing.
Oh,
I want to read comics whenever they come up without having to know what's happening. That's why one of the books that I really follow is Miss Marvel, because I was into Marvel whenever issue 1 of that dropped. So
Right.
I'm really looking forward to jumping into Iron Fist per se. He's one of my favorite Marvel characters, or the Guardians of the Galaxy. Instead of having to pick up 30 issues and catch up, read them fast to catch up with everybody, I just get to. It's a good jumping on point.
That's the good thing about rebooting the universe. I mean,
exactly. So I, for one, I can't wait for post Secret Wars.
Yeah, I'm more excited for what happens after.
Mm-hmm. I just want to see a new Avengers team just of all the different Captain Americas. I want Bucky Barnes, the Space Ranger, Captain America. I want Ultimate Universe, barrel-chested Captain America. I want a Nazi Captain America. Just pull him out of somewhere. I'm sure there's a story somewhere where he's a Nazi.
I'm sure.
I want a time-displaced Captain America from the 1920s where he never got frozen.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
And I want old Captain America with an eye patch, being the Nick Fury of that group.
No. Oh, God.
Oh my goodness. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, I think that's probably going to do it for this one. We've been chatting for quite a while here. Did a lot of good discussion about The Flash. It was a great end to the first season. Looking forward to that next one. And, yeah, hopefully next week there'll actually be some big news to talk about. There just wasn't much going on this week other than a whole bunch of set photos, which I'm just kind of getting tired of that. So didn't
I don't
really
like
feel
seeing set photos. I like being surprised.
Right, exactly. Half of us see the movie before the movie comes out because of set.
The Crossbones looks exactly how I thought Crossbones would look like.
Yeah, I was really pleased with Crossbones. Really pleased.
On a lighter note, the Joker doesn't.
Yeah, no.
Oh no, the Joker. I have mixed feelings on that one. So
I'm not feeling it at all.
I'm not feeling it either.
There's probably 2% of me is okay, that's pretty cool, and then the other 98% is just that's the stupidest Joker I've ever seen. I've seen better cosplayers.
And that's 2% more than I have.
I just want to see his performance more than just the costume.
Yeah.
Will Smith looks weird bald.
Yeah, he does.
Who bald?
Will Smith as Deadshot.
Oh.
Harley Quinn looks cool.
Yeah, she does. She looks good.
Yeah, I like
Pretty much what you
But,
picture
yeah.
her to look like.
Yeah, exactly.
But all right, guys, we are going to be signing off here. Join us
Alright.
next week, and hopefully everybody will be able to get back together, and we will talk some more comic stuff. So as for Mike, I'm out. Guys, go ahead and sign out.
All right,
How
later.
is- I'm trying to think of something clever.
Go ahead.
Run, Alec, run.
There you go. Hey, I got one. Excelsior.
Hey, but you know it's funny. Stein said that in the Flash.
Yeah, he did. I caught that.
That was so funny. You snuck that in.
All
Alrighty, guys.
right.